My goodness. What it takes to switch streaming services when you've been using the same one for years. Almost started that stream on Twitch. That would have been kind of awkward. What's up, Bottom Boy? Been waiting for a stream, as have I. I actually, I don't know, when was the last time that we streamed on YouTube? It's been a while due to holiday travels and such things as that, but I had this idea to come out here on Silver Ridge Peaks, and I put it in the description as well. It's funny how, like, we'll do a Trophy Lodge tour, and I think I'm at this point where I'm like, I only got like 3 grinds left. I don't know what I'm going to do after that. And then we do the tour, and I realize there's like 15 things that I want to get for the Lodge that we don't yet have. So there's 2 on Silver Ridge Peaks, Mountain Goats and Black Bear. And one of the nice things about having those like multiple grinds on one map is that we can essentially clear pressure from one grind by doing another grind. So that's going to be kind of the way that we approach this. It's been a while since we've had multiple grinds on one map. Mountain lions might be messing with things over there. What's up, Greg? Where you at? I know, Hunter, I was late. Later than I was supposed to be. I'm in the process of switching the application with which I use to stream and troubleshooting such things. It's been years. I've been using the same thing. What the heck? Alright, Black Bear up here is fine too. I wasn't aware there were any here. So we're supposed to be hunting mountain goats right now. It's, about 9 in-game. But we'll take a bonus Black Bear. It's 2, where you at? Is the stream not up for some people still? Could that possibly be a thing? I think it's supposed to be up. Now it could... I have a feeling I know what the thing did. I bet I know. It probably didn't use the event, is that correct? Yeah, I see. Alright, I gotta get the other chat open then. Well, that's a little bit annoying, because that means the thumbnail that I used didn't, yeah, so I'm not sure how to do the event streaming with normal OBS Studio. I'll have to learn that in the future. Suppose that is the way it goes. Alright, let me get my correct chat open. I was wondering, I was like, wow, this is really slow. Nobody likes me anymore. Strugs indeed. Yeah, I was seeing like 2 chats. I was like, man.
It showed me like 2 people in the live chat, but then it was showing me all the comments flying through and on the last.
Yeah, so like the event that I set up just isn't being used, which is fine. But the thumbnail and stuff and the title's all backwards. I don't know if you can change the title. I think the title and thumbnail didn't swap over. Yeah, so like full disclosure on why that's happening. I used Streamlabs OBS for a lot of years, and in recent times some things have come out about like their business practices in terms of like how they treated employees and stuff, and that was really bad. As it turns out, they are not apparently in any way affiliated with OBS Studio. OBS Studio did not want them to use their name from what I read, and they did anyway, that being the OBS obviously. And yeah, I wasn't even aware of any of that. And also, like, one of the other issues I had, let's pretend that I didn't care about the poor treatment stuff, which obviously I did, and that was the main reason I switched. Streamlabs OBS has a pretty poor hardware usage, and it was making the streams lag, and normal OBS Studio doesn't do that. But the reason for the thumbnail and stuff, as I said, I was going to explain that, is that I'm not sure how to use, like, the event which you have to create now to go live on YouTube. And I'm sure there's a way, I'm just going to have to learn it. So yeah, I don't know, maybe I can edit the title and thumbnail while live? Anybody that's here, as far as I know, like, it doesn't change. Yeah, it's probably not worth it. We'll just do our thing. OBS censor Odell Beckham Sr., that it does. Speaking of Odell Beckham, had that game-winning touchdown catch. Turns out he's not too bad in LA. Got called into work last night after being awake all day, so I was up from 5 a.m. Sunday until 6:30 this morning. Oh my goodness. I would still be asleep if I were you. I appreciate you stopping in despite that. What's up, Luke? Did I miss anything? Not really. We shot a black bear and a mountain lion so far. Got some mountain goats returning from probably us spooking them. See if we can pop that guy. I would say mostly what you miss is me trying to relearn how to stream using different software. I think I'm going to try Stream Elements maybe by Wednesday. I always have these grand ideas, like all these things I'm going to do, and then by the time I'm done recording and doing the stuff I need to do, I have 12 seconds before the next stream, so we'll see. Oh, the AB thing? AB may have lost me on my fantasy chip. Yeah, so Bottom Boy and I are in our fantasy championship, and he had AB in. What did he get, 5 points? It was going to be a close game. Devontae went off for 30 points. I've still got Najee and Chris Boswell to get me 10. But if AB, got the probably 15 or so that he was going to get, it would have been very close coming down to the end. What's up, Tux? I've had, variations of what you're talking about. Maybe not exactly that. Tips for diamonds for a new player? I guess it depends on, what maps you have unlocked and what maps you're hunting and stuff like that. But generally, the tips that I tend to give out are hunt, around water. Generally speaking, you can see it happening right here in front of us. Animals spend most of their time near water, even if they're not actually drinking. If you were at the very beginning of the stream, I shot... Ooh, heart shots, by the way. I shot a black bear that was just over here feeding. No necessity to feed near the water. They just tend to do that. So hunting around water tends to be a good idea. And what we're doing right now is not necessarily with the goal in mind of getting a diamond mountain goat. The hope is to get a melanistic, although I would think that we'll get multiple diamonds in the process. And that is just shooting every male mountain goat that we see. We've done that with a lot of different grinds for different species, and ultimately it works, just shooting as many things as you can. Don't mind me being distracted. Yukon. Nice. Next year we should do a mod NFL draft. Maybe you weren't in the Schuster chat at the time, Tux. The fantasy league that I'm referring to, that Bottom Boy and I were in the championship for, that was, I think first I put it out to the mods in one of the chats, and then it was the Schuster chat, and then ultimately we used the general chat to fill one final slot. Do you have tent setup videos for every map? I don't actually. I'd be more likely to do that, I think, in a game like Classic more so than Call of the Wild, because there are areas that are always good, but it differs so much map to map. Even this map can be a decent example of it, actually. Some people will have just a ton of mule deer at these two lakes, and some people have way better luck at these couple of lakes. It's just interesting the way that kind of works. Oh. No, that should have worked. Are the alerts not going off? I don't think they're going off. I think I might know why. At the very least, I can see the alerts. I'll try to fix that in 1 second. Troubleshooting, as I said. All kinds of struggles. How do I say your name? I'm going to go with the Okana part, because I think I can say that. Thank you for the super chat. Does the dog spook animals? Haven't used it yet. How does it work? Generally speaking, it doesn't. The dog has to get, I would say, closer than you do to animals to spook them. So rarely does the dog end up closer to whatever you're hunting than you. And I mean, if you're 10 meters away, the dog has to be 5 meters away or something like that. They have to get really, really close to actually spook stuff. The main thing they do is track animals. But I wouldn't worry too much about them having to spook stuff. Okay, let me see here. What are the odds that I can get this fixed without causing an absolute catastrophe? We shall see. Beat everyone by 50? Did I? Okay, what if I take the... Oh no, I have to do it on the internet one. This might take me a little bit. Promise I'll get it. Anyway, man, Kelly, thank you as well. Been here since 10K and now you're at 300K. Congrats. Thank you, man. You have been around for a very long time, and I appreciate the long-standing support. Don't mind the troubleshooting in the process. Weapons Brothers, thank you for becoming a channel member, man. Really appreciate that. If you're not in the Discord already, be sure to join that. Link up your YouTube, get the member role, take advantage of all the good stuff that comes along with that, and enjoy the green name and emojis in chat as well. Alright, I think if this could be really funny, we could test alerts on stream. Aha, it is a different lake. Should I test an alert? I'll test an alert. They're fun. It's gonna act like somebody did something that didn't happen, though. I promise. Whatever this probably dumb donation is going to be is not real. Make sure it actually... Or super chat, I guess it should be called. Test. Super chat. Hey, now we got it. Apologies for the struggles. Yeah, not actual... Oh, that wasn't me super chatting myself. It's just a test. I guess it uses my name now. It used to use just random names. Speaking of 303, someone is talking about using the 303. I think that's going to be tomorrow's video. I'm hoping... Well, I mean, you know, seeing the channel grow is never a bad thing, but we may still be at 303,000 by the time that video comes out. I had no idea that we were going to be there so fast. You guys are just blowing my mind all the time these days. Where's the best spot for Mouflon? The top right lake on Quattro is one of the better areas. I've got them all over. It really is tough to pinpoint one best location. I'm trying to think over, because I've been doing... What are you doing, my guy? I've been doing the Red Deer grind. I see them non-stop. You know what? The river on the far west side of the map tends to be really good for them. That may be the best spot, and eventually, you know, down the road sometime, I do intend to do like a Mouflon grind. I want to get like a gray diamond would be fantastic, a nice rare gold maybe for that multi-mount, even though everything in there is diamonds. It would be nice to get a rare diamond or something. We'll kind of see what we can get, but I think the river right now would be the place that I'd like to actually go and spend a little time hunting, because I think it is quite good. What's up?
Sorry, my dog's barking at wolves.
Oh, I thought the stream died. I was like, no, not again. Landon, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you, man. I think that alert went through, right? So lonely on my streams, I'm starting to donate to myself. Hey guys, don't forget you can use the super chat button. Map is Silver Ridge Peaks, it is. I think I meant to put that in the title. I might not have. Things get rushed. I've been, this will probably come as no surprise to anyone. I've been trying to come up with, like, how I want to edit stuff around my real-life buck in that video. So I was working on that and got some, more editing to do probably after the stream. And then all of a sudden the stream's in 5 minutes and I have nothing set up, so I don't know what I made the title. Got a challenge for you. New game, pistols only until level 15, shotgun from 15 till 30, then rifles till 50. That could be interesting. I almost wonder if it should be done in the opposite order. Somebody said that they started over and did bows only all the way level 60. I like that idea as well. I struggle a lot to hunt slowly in Call of the Wild because I think an efficient hunting style is rewarded a lot in this game. And I guess when I'm talking about efficiency, I mean, you know, getting to zones quickly, shooting as many animals as you can, getting all your respawns and stuff like that. I mean, that's ultimately what we're trying to do right now with the mountain goats. Now, I'm not sure what was wrong with that shot. Maybe a bit far back. Nope, that's not going to work. Wow. Well, the good news is he's going to die because none of those shots were any good. Messed up a diamond yesterday when I was drunk. I hear that shooting diamonds when intoxicated is 12 times more difficult. Happy New Year. Learn a lot from your streams. Would love you to play on my maps as I'm not getting many diamonds. Well, first of all, Happy New Year to you as well. I will say I play in multiplayer quite a lot. I just saw a rascal fall down off that cliff. Hey, there's the mountain goat I've been looking for. But yeah, a lot of the videos What are you doing, you weirdo? A lot of the videos lately have been in multiplayer. And it's just kind of like, you know, we go back and forth between spending a lot of time in multiplayer, spending a lot of time in single player, and, you know, doing grinds and stuff like that. If you're hosting, especially on a map that I'm, you know, hunting a lot, I would say potentially Silver Ridge Peaks will be one that we're going to be on quite a bit. Maps such as that, if you're hosting that map, there's a decent chance I'll end up joining it. Of course, it does come down to, you know, timing and when you're actually on versus when I'd be attempting to record, but yeah, like I said, I tend to be in multiplayer more than you might think. Why are mountain goats on the move? The most difficult shot to make. That's still 99. I named my new dog Gooch and he acts like one. What did you say you were going to name Sir 12, Kyla? That's a fantastic dog name. I like it. What guns are good for Bison? I would generally say the 300 and 338 are your best options. The 470 does alright, you just have to get so close that I don't think it's worth it. Like, I like a gun that, even if I'm looking at 300 meters, it's going to be able to get the job done. And the two that I mentioned there, the 300 and 338, are more than capable, you know, out to 400 even. Ever play with the air rifle? Every now and then. When we were doing a bit of like a roe deer and red deer grind on Quattro, I was having a lot of success using the air rifle for the roe deer. Glad to see the alert's actually working out. Landon, thank you so much for the super chat as well. Didn't say it the first time, but I haven't been able to make it to a stream in a while. Feels nice to be back. I'm glad you can make it back, man. Been fun to get back into the swing of things in terms of streams as well. Like I said, I hadn't streamed on YouTube, obviously in 2022, but not since whatever the Monday before Christmas was. And Christmas was like a Saturday. So it must have been probably like the 17th, 18th. It's been a while. All-Star, thanks for renewing your membership, man. Welcome back. So what's longer? Because the... is that the biggest YouTube badge you can get? Does my thing actually tell me now? No. Your Twitch sub or your YouTube membership? I'm curious which one's been there for longer. Don't know why I didn't have my guns. Sometimes YouTube's weird with the way they auto-renew. What happened with the number 12 that is so special? I've told the story a number of times, so to make a long story short, I had a... Well, one of my moderators, the youngest moderator at the time, you might still be, it was basically just a dumb joke, like in Discord. The terms of service for Discord require you to be 13 years old to have an account. He was I think he was 17 or something, but, you know, as a joke to be like, hey, you're the young one, we would call him 12 because, you know, not even old enough to have a Discord account, that kind of thing. Well, somebody, I guess, took that seriously and reported his account because he said I'm 12, and Discord took that as evidence that he was, and, like, banned his entire account. And it just kind of was a meme that took off from there. Now, you know, eventually got it back and stuff. We're all good there, but that's where that came from. I think I'm subbed longer than I follow you. You're, like, was it 35 that you just hit on Twitch? I know you're in the area of 3 years. I don't know if I have a 3-year badge. I should probably figure that out. Are you playing at max graphics? Your game looks way better than mine. I am, actually. For a while there, that's not how you look at it. For a while there, I had it on the high preset. And it was because, really, the way that my old streaming software, like the hardware usage that it had required me to use... Wait. Oh, I can't click anything until those friend requests go away? That's interesting. Anyway, it was killing the frames on stream, so I lowered the graphic settings, but since switching, it's been all good. And yeah, alter preset, I like it that way. Sock Goblin, that is a fantastic name. Thank you for the super chat, man. Funny enough, you got me to buy Call of the Wild. Thank you for the support, and I'm always glad to hear that kind of stuff. It's cool to see, you know, that the videos or streams were enough to get people to try the game. I think that's a neat little aspect of this. Shot a level 5 Bison the other day, but I shot him 3 times, so he was a silver instead of a diamond. I can tell you that if he became a silver, he wouldn't have been a diamond. You can only ever lose one tier of metal, so it would go bronze, silver, gold, diamond. If it was a silver, at best it would have been a gold. So it would have been a troll, actually. 35 months tomorrow. We'll see. I'm planning on bringing back the Wednesday night Twitch streams. I'm going to call them semi-temporarily this week, and the reason I say it like that is because after... There's no mountain goats there? After we finished the Red Dead playthrough, which I had planned on streaming this past Sunday, and then we had to go to my parents for stuff, so that ended up not happening, but I think I'm probably going to do away with the Sunday streams, because as much as I enjoy those, what I'd like to do is make like a normal work schedule, like normal 5-day-a-week work schedule. Now, I'd still try to do a video every single day, record my weekend videos during the week, and then, yeah, I could kind of have weekends to do stuff around the house, mow the grass, take care of whatever needs to be taken care of, stuff like that. I probably will change the Wednesday Classic streams to another time as well. That remains to be seen, but at least, for the next couple of months, because Red Dead's going to take a while, I intend to still do the Wednesday streams as well. Oh, I appreciate it, Tux. Do you edit your videos? I do. A lot of people have, said maybe I should get an editor, and maybe one day that's something to consider, but I don't know, I take a lot of pride in, doing that editing process, as simple as it may be. I like to, I guess, have that final say in what's getting uploaded. How was your hunting season in real life? It was one of the toughest seasons I've ever had. Even in the sense that I couldn't get it to come together for does. And then, if you haven't seen it, it's all over my social medias and stuff. I ended up killing the biggest buck I've ever seen, let alone actually, the biggest one I've ever shot. I've never seen a buck even remotely close to that big in PA. I don't know that I've said the score, that was a terrible shot, on the streams or anything, but he ended up grossing 180 and 6/8. So, it was just a huge deer, and again, it's been all over socials. If you follow me on Instagram, the community tab here on YouTube, I actually posted a couple of pictures of it in the thank you for making 2021 an incredible year or something like that, I think was the name of the video. A couple of pictures of it in that too, so you can find that video and see it there. But yeah, tough season. There's still the late season. I've still got a bunch of doe tags to fill, but it ended up working out for the best for sure. Is that the video that I was talking about? Big mail video? There you go. One day there will be a full-on, video showing the entire hunt. Like I said, I was working on editing that and stuff, and I need to talk to TK to figure out, how we want to kind of not reveal the fact that we've been working with, a television network, because that was on our Meat Hunters Instagram, but yeah, I'll talk to him and make, a proper video talking about all that stuff on my channel as well. What's the state record for PA? So, I don't know what the gross record is. That's where things get really difficult. So, the way that Boone and Crockett scoring works, he probably should be scored as a non-typical. He'd only end up being about a 150 inch typical because of the stickers. He's right about a 170 net non-typical. The non-typical state record is 238 or something, so he's nowhere near the non-typical state record. The typical state record is 187, I think. Now, if he didn't have the 4 stickers that he has, he's a 163. So he'd be, a lot closer to the typical state record than the non-typical state record if he had 4 less points, which is the thing that annoys me about Boone and Crockett scoring. But yeah, he's not going to be a state record. However, the requirement to get into the PA books is 160 net non-typical or 140 net typical. He should make either of those once the 60-day drying period is up, which is February 9th-ish. Somewhere in that general vicinity. And yeah, I'm gonna get him scored. I actually gotta send an email to whoever the guy is that, you have to set up a scoring appointment with here quite soon and get that set up for, middle of February. And we ran a merch giveaway competition in Discord for whoever could guess the closest to the gross score. I'm going to do the same thing with the net score, the official, professional person scorer. So if you're not in the Discord, there's a reason to join that. Get some free merch if you can guess that score whenever that happens, coming up here in a month and a half. Does Call the Wild ever bore you? At times it will feel a little more boring, I think, for sure. It depends on, not only the amount of things that I feel like I'm missing from the lodge, but the amount of things that I'm actively spending time going after. Like, I had a message recently from a friend, like, are you burnt out on Call of the Wild yet? And I was like, no, honestly, I think I'm more determined than ever to get out there and, like, you know, chase the diamonds and rares that I'm after. And I think, you know, a part of it has really been, you know, moving here, and at my apartment there wasn't much incentive to go outside. Like, it was a sidewalk. Now I can just, you know, go shoot my bow whenever I want. Heck, I can go fishing in the front yard in the creek. I think it's the ability to get away from the game a little bit more when I want to. I'm all in with Call of the Wild right now. I think they're doing a lot of really good things. The Great One Red Deer update, I think the Mississippi update went really well. I like the direction things are going in with the improvements of the fur types, like the smaller details that they're spending time actually correcting. So yeah, like at times I'll get bored of it, but generally speaking, no, I still really enjoy it after about 5,000 hours. Hey, thank you, Adam. I'll tell you what, your biggest gross 134, 129 net for an 8-point, that is fantastic. My biggest prior to that one was like a 110 gross, so got pretty close to doubling it. I think the biggest thing, like, and I'll talk about it more once the actual video releases, the biggest thing that I'd like people to take away from that is that it can happen anywhere, because I don't think most people would look at the deer that I shot and say that's from PA. It looks like one of those whitetail paradise states, you know, your Ohio, Missouri, Iowa. If you have the right conditions and the right genetics, it can absolutely happen. And I'm really intrigued about the genetics in this area. Obviously, this is my first season I got to hunt here. There's some sign on other trees and stuff in the area that lead me to believe that there's maybe some other decent deer. And I just bought like 4 trail cameras. I'm as excited to run cameras right now as I have been to hunt the last couple of months. How many hours do you have on Classic? About 5,500, maybe a little bit more than that. Call of the Wild, I'm at 4,977. Give me a Class 4 rifle to use. Let me think of something unique. Do you want one that just covers Class 4 animals, or do you want like a 4 to 8? Because when I think of Class 4, I think of 4 to 8, but if you just want something that covers Class 4, how about the Mosin? That might be fun. Landon, thanks so much for the super chat. Have you killed any diamonds yet? We have not. We are, what, just about 30 minutes in. Kind of approaching the end of Mountain Goat drink time. Man, it seems like they've spread out the Mountain Goats a little bit, but this was a less than efficient run. Still got 2 lakes to get to, even though it's about 11. Did I just hear a big deer in Iowa? No, that just doesn't exist. No, there's no monster whitetail in Iowa. Let's actually go here, because there's still some hunting pressure from black bear over on that other spot. Almost did that backwards how I'm supposed to. Just look back. The bison was a 223 gold and diamonds 221. Oh, okay. That would have been so close. When does season end in PA? The late season here ends the 17th, so we got 2 weeks from today. Weird that they made it end on a Monday, but that doesn't really make much difference for me. I'm going to have to end up streaming on the last day. Now, I might be able to get out for like 45 minutes, maybe 30 minutes at the end of the day. We'll see. Oof. I thought that was a melanistic mountain goat down there. The way that the grass makes that look. That is, by the way, what we're after. I don't know if I've made that very clear. Melanistic gold mountain goat is the goal with this grind, and a diamond... Wow. That was right at render distance. A diamond black bear is the grind for... or the goal for the second grind we're doing. That is going to be borderline our longest shot, by the way. Alright, good. Got both of them. So the tent over here is put there to reduce the time it takes to get around this lake. My dad's cousin shot a 180 plus 8-point in southeast Ohio. It was a few miles from where we hunt in Iowa. Did I read that wrong? Yeah, you said Iowa. Okay. That confused me a lot when I said Ohio and Iowa. A 180 plus 8-point. That must have had mass, like, pop cannons the entire way around. There was a deer on Midwest Whitetail, and the video really kind of bothered me the way that it all went down, because it was like an hour-long thing, and, you know, I understand that bad shots happen, but the guy made one of those shots that I complain about because it was like a femoral artery, which obviously he wasn't trying to do, and then you can miss by an inch and the deer gets away, but if you miss by a mile and hit that femoral artery, they end up going down quickly. But anyway, yeah, I think it was a mainframe 8 that scored over 200, but he had a bunch of stickers and stuff. Did these deer disappear? Did these mountain goats disappear? Ah, it's a bummer. I wanted to claim them. Oh well. Not a big deal, it just would have been cool to know the range. Like I said, those tents were put there to reduce the time it takes to get around, but if I can't actually claim them, they're a little bit pointless. Yeah, for real, bottom boy. Oh, that would have rhymed. Oh, perfect. Did those not die? No, they did. They were just really far away. Okay, it's 11:10. We're going to be pushing it, but we'll try to go and claim them real quick. Thank you, Shark. Can you explain the hunting pressure? I'm new to this game. I've got a video where I explained it a little more in depth than I will now, just because, you know, it's tough to give a proper explanation during a stream, but essentially, hunting pressure happens when you shoot and kill an animal, and I guess the important parts are that if you get too much hunting pressure, animals aren't going to want to spend time in that area until it's cleared. You clear hunting pressure by shooting animals and getting more pressure in other areas. And kind of the important thing to know about pressure is that if you shoot more than 3 animals in one spot, you'll get too much pressure to the point that it's going to delete any need zones that are in that area. So you can use a tripod to reduce hunting pressure. You'll see us do that throughout this stream in different areas. But that, if you're using the tripod, you can shoot basically as much as you want. No tripod, 3 animals or less is the kind of rule of thumb. Charles, thank you for the super chat. What was your first diamond? My first diamond was actually a musk deer on Medved Taiga. I think it was October 30th. It may have been the 31st. It was right around Halloween in 2017. And a day or two before that, I messed up a much higher scoring diamond moose. It should have been like in the 980 area back on that old scoring system. I didn't mess it up, actually. I just didn't understand consecutive harvest at the time, and I had 0, so it ended up being a gold. Do you have any tips on diamonds? I was saying kind of earlier, the tips that I tend to give out are essentially hunt around water and try to shoot basically all your males. Again, what we're doing right now is not so much a diamond grind as it is a grind in hopes of finding a melanistic mountain goat. Isn't there one laying dead right there? There is. Am I blind? I want to go get it. Anyway, yeah, that's basically what it comes down to. Consec check is critical back in the day? I didn't even know what that was. I enjoy the challenge of eradicating a whole herd of deer, but doing it spaced out just enough that the pressure overlaps but not fully stacked. Little purple snake trail. Those are some of my favorite, like, hunting pressure, yeah, I guess trails, when you can just have that entire line going along. 416, not too bad. So maybe they didn't actually disappear then. No, the other one's right there. Why am I... Did leaving render make them come back in? Surely I would have seen one of them. Do you know what makes them disappear? It's kind of... I think it's very similar to the render glitch that we were seeing. When did that happen? The Rancho update? It's fast traveling can still cause it. If you run out of render of an animal, it's never going to disappear. But fast traveling, they can disappear now still. When you delete a zone, does that mean animals will not come back there? Kind of. It essentially means they're going to move that zone. So, like, let's say that we caused too much hunting pressure here, which we didn't. You can see the zone still there. Most likely, they're just going to move and drink here or drink over there. Now, if you're in an area maybe like this spot, they might move to another lake. That's why it's kind of important to not delete zones, especially in areas where there's a lot of water. Layton Lake District is a really good example of that. Because it's not just lakes. It's kind of almost rivers that run forever. And they could move farther than you might expect, and all of a sudden you gotta rediscover the zone. Not just, you know, if you're grinding for a diamond or whatever. You don't just have to shoot your animals, you gotta go and find them again. What map do you play these days for fun? Not for grind or video purposes? If I'm just looking for something to do for a little while, or I just want to go and, like, you know, have a good time and maybe have a chance of finding something good, a lot of times that still is for hunger. Excuse me, rascal. I would probably say Leighton as well. One of those ones that I can just hunt and enjoy regardless of what I find there. I like, you know, the one thing, we've got 3 whitetail maps with Mississippi now. We've got 4 red deer maps. Almost any map that you hunt, you have a chance of just randomly stumbling into a great one, which is pretty cool as well. Okay, this is a thing. Revenge for your friend, huh? Don't even think it's just fast traveling, because I shot an elk one time with a 7mm. Ran pretty far. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Okay. So I think, from people that understand games and coding and stuff like that much better than me, I've seen, like, the theory thrown out around the community that they're probably working on something to do with, like, the amount of, like, detail or something that you can see for an animal when they're at a distance. Again, like, I don't understand how any of this works, but it sounded like it was meant to help with the FPS on console, like on Rancho, for instance. So I'm pretty sure, like, that's kind of what's happening there. And I do believe it's affecting dead animals in a way that it's not supposed to. Goodness gracious, if I would have known it was going to stand there forever, I really would have taken my time. Listen, Mr. Mountain Goat, I don't appreciate you making me look bad out here. Well, good luck getting that. There we go. Oh god, dropped them too. Okay. Sense make. How much land do you own now at your new place? It's a pretty small parcel, 14 acres, and I would say, you know, the more I look at it, 6 or 7 is probably huntable when you consider, you know, the yard and where neighboring houses are and stuff, like what's just kind of off limits there. Probably no more than, I'll put the upper limit at 8 for, like, what's actual huntable ground. It's a small spot. I really, for the first time, because when we, you know, like, in September I was able to move in. Now I actually, like, had my offer accepted for the house in July, but, and understandably so, the previous owners have been here for like 50 years, so they wanted a good bit of time to move out. And I mean, how many random little places do you end up with, you know, different items stored in over that amount of time? So I understood that, but anyway, you know, I never really had time to understand the lay of the land here that much. So literally yesterday or the day before, Kyle and I were going somewhere, and I just kind of was spending a little more time, like, looking at the way the land lays, and it's quite similar to my favorite area to hunt at my parents', which is kind of like the backside of a hill, and then it goes into some thick stuff where the deer can bed. And I just think it's, there's like 100 acres that the Sportsman's Club owns. I have a feeling that all the deer that spend most of their time up there come down into this bottom to get away from the pressure and stuff. I think that's the reason it ended up working as well as it does. Small parcel land manager. I was also looking on Onyx, telling Kyle, I'm like, man, if this little part ever becomes available, we're getting it. Corey, thank you for the super chat as well. Sorry for taking forever to answer that. Got distracted with talking about hunting again. It's happened a lot this stream. You mentioned a bigger trophy lodge in your Christmas wish list video. I'd really like a new, bigger lodge in Classic. Oh, absolutely. I like the, is it the Tropical Lodge or something? This isn't the mountain goat that I want you to track, Rascal. Is this the big one? Oh, it is. Dang it. Didn't hit that good. Alright, never mind. Anyway, I like that Tropical Lodge, but it's just, you know, it doesn't feel like a trophy lodge to me. It's a weird. I like that rustic one so much. Oh my, that's a bear. Okay. Thought that was Melanistic Mountain Goat again. Yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't give me the lodge vibe that the rustic lodge does. So, rustic lodge, make it like the tropical one, but a little bit bigger. I'd be all in. Fishing with Mike, I like your name, man. Thank you for the super chat. Any chance we could play sometime? As I was saying earlier, I spend quite a lot of time just in multiplayer sessions, you know, hunting whatever it is that I may be going after at the time. So, like, let's say, well, I would say Silver Ridge Peaks is a decent amount of time I'm likely to spend on it in multiplayer, looking for the exact things that we're grinding for here. But, like, I just did a video chasing black bear on this map. If you happen to be hosting Silver Ridge Peaks, there's a pretty decent chance I'll end up in that server. It just obviously depends on the timing and stuff, but I would like to think that I'll be spending time more and more on this map in the near future. Clearly that shot didn't land where I wanted it. He was just determined not to ever stop trotting. Dang. I remember a time when on the move shots in Mountain Goats, I like couldn't miss. Oh, that's awkward. I surely can miss now. What's up, Billy? So when the area turns purple, it's overpressured, more so like pink. So like all this, as much as it looks overpressured, it's generally fine. Like you don't see any deleted zones in here. You just have to kind of space it out properly. Bottom Boy was talking about that earlier. It's almost an art to, you know, understanding how far pressure is going to reach and not overpressuring. And I do it by mistake fairly often. Like I said, the animals move. Eventually you can intentionally delete those zones and they may move back. They may move somewhere else. It just depends on what they decide to do. Hey, thank you, Corey. I appreciate it. And thank you for the super chat as well. Tips on setting up a map for the first time, getting outposts, 10 zones, etc. When it comes to... Okay. If you just want to get the outposts and stuff, obviously if you have like a friend that owns the map, you can have them fast travel from outpost to outpost and place tents. You can have that done in 10 minutes. Also, you could, if you... Look at all these bears coming in. You could, if you wanted to, just ride an ATV around and go from outpost to outpost, because generally speaking, you can determine where the locations of a map's outposts are just by looking at the ends of all the roads. The other thing that the way that I like to do it is actually like spend the time to run around and get the outpost that way. And the reason that I like to actually, you know, run to do it out is sometimes it's those hunts where I'm running around trying to locate the outposts where I'll discover some of the better areas. Like, I like to learn the map as I'm doing that. I might as well, if I'm gonna be, you know, running around getting outposts, I might as well take advantage of that time and maybe stop by some lakes, maybe go through some fields and stuff that could be good. By the way, we may have overpressured that side. Right now it looks okay, but I wouldn't be shocked if that kind of overdid it just a bit. Look at all these bears. Ooh. No. I thought that was a cinnamon. So cinnamon black bears are actually rare now, I believe. I think the same can be said for the blonde fur type. I think I have seen one since the changes. Nightpot's slow. Slow lad. What reserves do you suggest for a beginner? I always struggle with that question. I think Leighton Lakes and Hirschfelden are good options because when the game was made, those missions and stuff were designed obviously thinking that a beginner was going to play them because they were the only two maps at the release of the game. Now, Rancho is fairly beginner friendly, Te Awaroa is quite beginner friendly, I would say Parquet as well, but the tutorials on Hirschfelden and Leighton do a pretty good job of teaching a new player the game, I think. So if you're doing missions, like if that's a part of your question there, then I'd say those two. What should I do if there's only female red deer to drinking zone? I leave it alone. Especially if you're doing a Great One grind, and I'm not sure what your you know, what your ultimate goal with that is, but in my opinion, if you have a zone, or especially a lake, that has, like, nothing but female zones, don't touch it. Because what'll happen, and it's exactly what happened here, you see all these female black bears? This side of this lake was only female black bears, and I shot some to get some males to spawn here. Now, I did that on purpose. I think it was more necessary for species like bear than red deer. But we just shot like 4 males over here, and that happened because, you know, I shot some females and made room for males to spawn. So if you shoot those female red deer that you're talking about, you're probably going to get some stags that'll spawn there eventually after you shoot some more stags too. And you probably don't want that. Like, if you can look at that area and be like, I don't gotta check there, that's just a bunch of hinds, then you can move on to the other areas that you do need to spend time checking. It depends on how good of a spot it is. If it's an area that, you know, you're going to be checking anyway, I'd shoot some and see if you get some stags there, but it can actually be very valuable to know that you don't need to check an area, because it's all, you know, hinds or females, or, you know, whatever you're not actually after. Who was that with the super chat? The Fluffy Ninja, that is a fantastic name as well. Thank you so much. Appreciate the support. Thank you, thank you. Good gun for a beginner player? No, you weren't even answering that question. Yeah. Well, 243 is a lot better than a lot of people think. I thought that's what Kyla was getting at. She is probably... She may be the one person that is the most evidence of the 243 being way underrated. Because that's a really common question. Like, I'll see so often, you know, what gun should I get? This starter gun sucks. Kyla has shot a great one red deer, 20 diamond red deer, bunch of diamond fallow. Yeah, if you go to console as well, basically one of every possible diamond on Quattro Colinas, all of the 243. Like, it can be a very quality gun. It's just down to, you know, understanding shot placement and stuff like that. Now, if you're looking for an upgrade, the 270 does alright. I would recommend buying the Smoke and Barrels weapon pack. It's got the 10 gauge, which I know right now geese are broken. They've promised a waterfowl rework in 2022, so I would definitely think the 10 gauge is going to be very valuable in the future, even if right now they're not kind of working as they're supposed to. The muzzleloader in there is a really powerful weapon, really, really good for, you know, some of the bigger game. And then the M1, that's what I'm using for the mountain goat right now. That's what I use for red deer. It's semi-automatic. It is more than powerful enough to handle, you know, those kind of mid-game size species. And if you're attempting to do a grind like for whitetail or red deer, the ability to take those fast follow-up shots is invaluable on those grinds. In my opinion, like, every possible deer you can shoot that's, like, so you can, okay, let's say, because the 303 is bolt action, let's say on average, per zone that has, I don't know, 5 whitetail, we'll use whitetail. Per zone that has 5 whitetail, let's say you get 2 with the 303. In my opinion, with the M1, you're most likely to be able to get 3 because it's faster. So, like, every zone that has enough deer to do that, you gain 1. And if you're shooting thousands, like, that's going to add up a lot. So I think it's important to have that. Danny, thank you for the membership renewal. 18 months, by the way, 1.5 years. It's a long time, dude. I appreciate that. I feel old. We're going to try RL hunting next season. If I can find a rifle I can afford with college payments. Mods, you're doing amazing, as they always do. You should, man, definitely. Do you... So here's, I think this one of the bigger barriers, perhaps I'll call it, to getting into real-life hunting is the cost. Licenses for a resident, you know, meaning you want to hunt in your own state, they're not terrible, and especially if you're just going to rifle hunt. I think if you just wanted to rifle hunt in PA, the buck tag and license would cost you, I think, under $50, maybe around 50, and you can get a doe tag for like $7. So, you know, you could be set to go with that. Like, if you have a relative that hunts, and especially one that would be willing to take you and, like, you know, show you the ropes. That makes a heck of a difference. If you don't, you can get a used rifle fairly cheap. You can get a decent enough rifle fairly cheap. It's really bows that are more expensive. Who's that? My cousin, just over Christmas, I was talking to him. He bought a 7mm08 on sale for $550. Now I know that's maybe out of your price range. That's a pretty good gun though. Like that's what Kyle and I used this year for our deer, and it did a fantastic job. So you could definitely get maybe a different caliber. Might be a little weaker, but you know it's got more than enough on a deer for considerably lower than that. What's up, Scarecrow? I'm missing all of the alerts. We had Sarah and Rob with the super cats. Thank you so much, Cass. How's there so many animals on this map? It's it's the areas that we're hunting more so than the amount of animals. And the reason I say that is like, we're spending time going around water. We're hunting in areas where I know animals are going to be from past experience. That's one of the most common questions I get. Like, are you hacking? Like, there's animals everywhere. I just like I'm hunting the areas where I know animals are going to be during that particular time. Like right now, we're chasing black bear. We're gonna see black bear because it's their drink time near water. That's what that comes down to. All the memberships. We had Acid in there with 10 months. Goodness gracious, time flies. Appreciate you, man. Kylo with 6 months. Baby good. Twitch is better for memberships. Twitch subs. Got T-Gallops coming in. I guess that's like a old renewal because it didn't tell me the months because it hates me. Looks like it's at least, what, 3 or 4? I always forget what the green one is. It's different on YouTube as well. That could be up to like 6. Because Kyle is 6 right there with the same one. And Colt as well. Thank you, man. What do you think of ammo prices right now? Went to shoot some ducks. And 10 steel birdshot shells were $85. Same shells were 16 for 25 2 years ago. Good lord. Yeah, it's pretty insane. I've got to be honest, I haven't had to buy ammo, oh boy, for like anything in a while. I bought my rifle in early 2020, didn't shoot a deer with it in 2020. We only fired 6 shots this year. I've still got a box of 7mm08s. I'll probably buy another one this summer, or maybe 2 more depending on what prices are at. But yeah, like, I know the price of ammo is really high, and, like, there's a lot of stuff I could probably get into with that, but I guess what I'll just say is that's kind of just the way things are, and I'm not sure there's much you can do about it, as much as I wish there was. Need to make a vid with DD33. It's been a while. I think our last hunt was like a snow goose hunt in Classic. We should do a Call of the Wild hunt together. I couldn't tell you the last time we did that. Drew, thank you for the super chats. Shoot a diamond yet or anything cool? We actually haven't. We're coming up on an hour in. We've shot a ton of mountain goats and a number of black bears already. Nothing special to speak of though. Am I using a different mic today? No, I'm using the Blue Yeti. I think it might be in a slightly different area. Did I forget something today? Did I not post it in Discord? No, I didn't. Didn't even post when he went live. What a bean. A bean indeed. Yeah, so things happened, mistress, when I went to start this stream. So I'm using OBS Studio, and I'm not sure if you're aware of some of the, you might be, because I feel like you would be, but apparently Streamlabs OBS did some bad stuff, and I didn't feel as though I should support them anymore by using their software, so I'm using OBS Studio, which is fine. Wait. It's a light brown level 3 turkey, but they're everywhere, so I'm not going to shoot it. Yeah, so I guess... Ooh, there's a monster. Speaking of level 3s. I guess the events that you need to set up to use or to stream on YouTube, I don't know how to work with that on OBS Studio. I'm probably going to switch to Stream Elements as soon as I can. Just, takes a bunch of transferring stuff over, which I will eventually get to. It sounds really low quality. Oh, gee, thanks. I mean, it should be. Audio properties. I can't change things while live, but... Nah, it's the Yeti. It could be... How do I do that? There's a way to mess with like the bit rate. I don't know how to do that while I'm live. There's a way to transfer all your overlays and stuff. I do have them on OBS. It's just like the way that you have to like you have to set up an event kind of to stream on YouTube, and I don't know that OBS allows you to choose that event. Streamlabs OBS did. Now you got me worried, Scarecrow. I feel like I'm going to open my stream and we get to hear me twice while I listen and make sure nothing's horribly wrong. An hour in. Excellent. Sounds fine to me. Maybe Scarecrow said it sounds bad. I won't do it. Doesn't sound that bad. Kyla left just to check it. It could be, like, I've got it in a slightly different spot. It's okay, but compared to normal, it sounds odd. If you aren't using a headset, it probably won't sound any different, though. I don't know why. Couldn't explain. Not familiar with OBS in regards to streaming on YouTube. Yeah, that's the issue I've got there. Like, that's why there's no thumbnail and stuff. But oddly enough, usually when I do Streamlabs, Silver Ridge Peak streams, the interest isn't as high without a thumbnail. It's got more viewers than I would have expected. So maybe that's the life hack. Probably just a low quality headset. You tell him, Bottom Boy. Tell Scarecrow how crappy his headset is. Junk. Get a Logitech. I don't even know what he uses.
As long as he doesn't have voice cracks, he is fine.
Wow. I didn't know this was a Bash Scarecrow stream. Could change the title. Anyway. Danny, thanks for the super chat. New York was $38 for $1 and $8 for a doe. An old high school teacher, I assume high school teacher, offered to take me with him if I get tags on a rifle. Got out before in Colorado, never shot anything. Yeah, the rifle thing, I guess, is the biggest issue, but I mean, again, you can get a serviceable rifle for reasonably inexpensive, so if you gotta keep your eyes open, I bet you can get a hold of one. What are you hunting right now or after black bear? The title of the stream was supposed to be, and the thumbnail, chasing mountain goats and black bear. And, you know, the thumbnail is supposed to have a mountain goat and a black bear in it, but the stream decided to be mean to me today and not allow me to use such things, so yeah, we're doing the mountain goat grind that we've been on, trying to get a Melanistic Gold or a Melanistic Diamond would be awesome, and still looking for a black fur type diamond black bear. We have 2 max weight dark fur type diamonds, one of which is max score as well, but no other fur types. Is it just me, or are there random ambient turkey sounds? I mean, these guys are making noises as they're running around. Hold on. Was that just shadows? Yeah, I thought he was melanistic, but... Oh, okay. Nice ninja dodge, my guy. That was impressive. You deserve to live. Only slow mode for 5 seconds, that's why spam is big bad today.
It'd be rough, I will say.
Is the spam bad? I haven't.
It might be rusty, but I've seen people peak every less than 12 seconds now.
You guys are always on it faster than my brain can process it, so I don't notice the spam. I changed it from 10 seconds to 5 because the last couple of streams since Mississippi had been slowing down, so I figured it'd be all good, but I think you just gotta make no thumbnail, and that's the solution. Would like to actually get a deer in the snow today. Been a while since I've done that here. I just wish it would snow here and lay. We got a little bit of snow yesterday, but nowhere near enough to actually make any difference.
It's pretty to look at.
Yeah. It's finally cold though, like it's 26 degrees today. I wanted to get out. I was thinking about, you know, at the end of the stream there's like 23 minutes of legal light. I don't think I'm quite gonna try that. As much as there's a chance of it, I'm probably more likely to spook deer than anything. Any big boys today? Nothing to speak of yet. Only halfway through though. We haven't had, really on either of these grinds, much to speak of yet, so hopefully in what's probably going to be the only black bear run and then another mountain goat run at the end, hopefully there's something good respawn wise. Sent you 2 clips for comparison after you get done. Sounds good. best reserve, in my opinion, is Latent Lakes. I quite like that map. I don't know, for me, and best reserve really is down to a matter of opinion, but I like Antler Species, and Latent, despite the fact that it is one of the originals, remains the map with the most Antler Species on it. Just trying to make some chicken fingies. Are they breaded? I want gluten-free fingies, please. When's your hunting video coming out? Never. Yeah, there is going to be a video of it, and I should also say, is probably, well, I've only had 2 bucks on film, counting that one, is definitely the better of the two in terms of filming-wise. It might be the best footage I have of any deer, actually, which, that worked out well. Minus the fact that it was getting close to dark, but, you know, it's not like it's even remotely too dark for the camera to pick up. But anyway, it's probably going to be late this year. And again, like, I want to talk to TK and figure out, like, the best way of explaining the entire situation. But essentially, through Meat Hunters, we're working on or working with, I should probably say, a television network in hopes of getting to air on TV this season. And I'll also say this, this is just a hashtag real talk for a second. YouTube has removed the language that they used in advertiser-friendly content in terms of hunting. So, you guys may remember a couple of months ago, there was the whole thing. Flair took down, like, all of his hunting videos because, like, a friend of his or something had their channel demonetized because of having hunting content on it. And at the time I said, like, nah, that's probably an algorithm mistake, because they used to, in the language specifically listed for what was advertiser friendly, was hunting related content. That's no longer listed, and that kind of worries me that they may not want hunting content on YouTube. So, at the moment, because it is still allowed as far as I'm aware, like, it's not that it's not allowed, but, you know, in the advertiser friendly stuff it's removed. Who knows? Maybe they just wanted to make things more clear, but I don't want to, you know, get caught with nothing to do with that content. So, with the ability to potentially have it on television, that would be, you know, a place where it's safer, I guess, in that way. But as of now, I do intend for it to still be released on YouTube. It should be after a potential TV thing. And again, I'll talk to TK and see, like, what we can say, and I'll give, like, a more full-fledged response once I know all that information. But as of now, like, there's still some stuff that at least to me is up in the air, so we'll see. Do you watch Flair? I actually don't. Like, I'm aware of him. I don't know, he's never made the type of content that I tend to spend time watching. To be fair, like, most of what I watch on YouTube, thank you, Adobe Creative Cloud, for some reason giving me an alert right now. Most of what I watch on YouTube is, like, sports-related stuff. I don't spend a lot of time watching hunting content. Like, if it is, it's usually Midwest Whitetail. They're my favorites for that stuff. Rob, thank you for the super chat. Can we see your stalker / ambush perks for reference? Skills, I assume you're referring to. I can throw them on screen if you want to take a screenshot or something of that. Feel free. I also have in the Discord, if you're curious. Actually, Mistress, it's a command, right? It's no longer the channel specifically? I hope you're still here. I know we changed a bunch of stuff. Because, like, the spreadsheets, for instance, I feel like we switched that to a command, but, yeah, you can get, like, the screenshots of all my skills and perks in the Discord, as well. Have you ever played with DD33? If you watch, like, a lot of my older content was basically time spent playing classic multiplayer with DD33 and, like, a bunch of guys that at the time had YouTube channels as well. I don't know how many of them continue to upload content still. But, yeah, I've played with him a bunch. I've got more recent videos with him as well. When I say more recent, I'm still talking... You know, it's been a while, but hopefully we can get back together for another video. I watched Flinter's first Call of WoW video last night, and it was super weird. I bet it was. Not only was, I extremely confused, it was probably at like 20 FPS. My old PC could not handle Call of the Wild. Grayson, thank you for the super chat. You were never able to find the skills and perks, JW? I don't remember what the command is. I gotta ask someone in the moderator chat because I think that was like when I was getting videos ready to travel for Christmas and I was just like, yeah, do it. I don't know. Maybe Mistress knows the command. Doing a COVID test, so I decided to hop in. Well, I appreciate you jumping in. Hopefully your test comes back all good. You literally hit every shot. I hope you didn't see all those open sight shots that I just missed. Sometimes I'll get into like lucky stints, I guess we'll call it. It was the 2021, like, thank you for making 2021 amazing video. I had like 4 shots in a row where I was like, what is happening? I'm glad I'm recording this, because I tell Kyla all the time, if only I record everything, because I'll have a string of shots that I could never make on stream or something, but then when I'm not streaming, I'll hit them. I don't see how you find so many diamonds it takes so long even after following your tips. I think a big part of it is the amount of time that I put in that you may not get to see in the videos. I mean, I don't remember the last time I shot a diamond on stream. I really don't. Like, those are 2 hours at a time, multiple times per week. Sometimes it just doesn't work out that way. Now, you know, occasionally you can get in the multiplayer. Yesterday's video, I spent 2 hours and 15 minutes and shot 2 diamonds. Like, it really does just come down to right place, right time kind of stuff. And it depends on what you're chasing. Like, I think a big thing, and one of the reasons that, like, oftentimes when I do a video where I decide to switch up the loadout, one of the reasons that those videos in particular often result in getting something good is that I don't target just one species. Like, we're just after black bear and mountain goat today. We're going to be ignoring a big part of the map that maybe has cool stuff on it. But, you know, we're chasing one particular thing with a specific goal in mind. So we're less likely to get a diamond in that sense. We're also maybe more likely to end up with a diamond mountain goat because we're shooting so many. We're a diamond black bear, for instance. There is not a command that I see. What are you talking about, Kyla? No, in Discord.
Oh, what's that?
There's a command in Discord. Again, like I need to understand how it works so I can tell people when they ask, because I was kind of busy. Okay, hi, that's a big bear. Ah! Too bad we were 0 for 300. Did we get him that time? Intestines. Anyway, I was getting ready for travel and stuff, so I don't know what the commands are, but there's a command in the Discord that allows you to see stuff like that. I feel like one thing people also don't take into account is that content creators put in 4 to 10 hours a day and know most of the best spots from experience. That makes it much easier to find stuff. Yeah, and, you know, a lot of people can't do that. I think it's hard to, you know, maybe for someone that has, you know, they go to school or they work, you know, a 9 to 5 or whatever. It's hard to even grasp the concept of playing Call of the Wild for the amount of time that, you know, a lot of content creators do. And that's kind of understandable, but, like, that is, you know, it's my job. It's a bunch of creators' jobs to do exactly that. So I think that's where that can sometimes get lost. Like, where every video may have a diamond, or, you know, most videos maybe have a diamond or a rare, it's usually because that many hours are being put in with that particular goal in mind. Hoodwink, thank you for the super chat. Why is leveling up so dang slow? I think it was done that way mostly on purpose to make the game feel like it was more replayable. You can speed it up a lot. Now, geese are currently broken. That's the one unfortunate aspect here, but geese hunting in like 2 or 3 days, if you spend a bunch of hours, you can be level 60. What, Kyla? Oh, I see what you see too. Imagine going to high school and working. Oh, good times. Washing dishes. Last night I got a diamond turkey, and within an hour and a half I got a diamond Sika, and it was on the same map? Nice! I haven't shot a diamond Sika in a while. That was the other thing. Albino Sika grind. I gotta get back on that. Gotta get back on the fallow grind, like I was saying at the beginning of the stream. You know, I always feel like I've gotten a bunch of these grinds done, and some I just forget about. And then we did the Trophy Lodge tour, and I was like, oh, there's like 12 things that I still want to get. Grayson, thank you for the super chat. Just got the 5 medium mule deer twice in one day. I tracked it down for an hour. Are you saying you killed 2 different level 5s? If I'm understanding that correctly, that's some pretty solid luck. I'm running the wrong way, but it's fine. It's not that bad. It's honestly a really good thing, Tux. Another light brown turkey that they are way too common right now, so we're not gonna mess with. But anyway, yeah, like, I think it teaches you a lot, like, working and being in school. Now, I will say, like, for me, when it came to college, I probably shouldn't have been working while in college. It was because I had it was a 30-minute commute, and, like, the classes were spread out in such a way that I really just didn't have time to do my schoolwork, is what it came down to. And that was a reason why I dropped out. Now, that all worked out for the better for me, so I'm not complaining. But, yeah, like, everybody's situation is different, I guess, is what I'm getting at. Thought that was like a melanistic or something, but just a darker variant. No, Tux. Too many people already think she's my sister. We don't need this. You gonna be sad when your wrench is gone? Uh-oh. That smells like a threat to me. Ooh, going the wrong way again. Just got a diamond mouflon? Nice. Can level 9 whitetail make diamond? No. Do I get Tux's wrench? We're gonna throw it up in the air, and it's gonna be kind of like Russian roulette. Whoever gets hit in the head with it gets it. What? It'll leave a notable lump, but that's how we'll know that you're you. I'm a beginner. Can you tell me what would be the best gun if you have no DLC packs? The 7mm is the best value gun. The 338 is the most powerful. It's worth knowing that the 338, in terms of ethical species, cannot take nearly as many, but it is going to be better for things like these bison that we're looking at. Even like black bear, though the 7mm will do fine on them. Cape buffalo, water buffalo, lions, like those species where the 338 is significantly better than the 7mm, but the 7mm can take those as well. What is your most memorable diamond? Recency bias, there's the piebald diamond fox, because one of the cool things about that particular one is that, you know, we had this hunt that was going really well. We shot a diamond quail, we shot a albino raccoon, and I think I was getting ready to say, like, this has just been an incredible hunt for rares or something, because I got my scope up, I saw that it was a piebald, and I was like, oh cool. I didn't know it was a 9 yet, so like that reaction was 100%, you know, legitimate, live, recorded, all that. I thought that was cool. Not live, but you get my point. Like, it's a live commentary reaction. I think the piebald diamond whitetail, that one actually was live streamed, like all that reaction and stuff, the build up to it. You know, that was the same stream, in fact, that we shot a diamond red deer, so we had completed that particular grind. What is... That mule deer looked like it was going awfully fast. But yeah, like, that one wouldn't have been live on stream if not for the fact that we killed a diamond red deer first. Seems fake. Hawk. First ever diamond, it was a musk deer on Medved Tiger. It was like 2 days after I messed up a diamond moose by not having full consecutive harvest. Back when that was a requirement. By the way, it was this lake in multiplayer about a week ago or however long ago that video was where we shot a diamond black bear. I'm gonna fall in the water. Well, it's been nice knowing you guys. Anyway. Did you hear that splash over there? Is that what's going on? Goodness. There's a male. Not quite the 9 that we saw in multi, but what do you do? I like how in single player now it tells you, like, Flinter was knocked out. trying to get a diamond moose, so what map is the best? I would probably say Layton. Medved can be really good for moose grinding, but there's certain areas where it's quite frustrating to go after them. Yukon is also good, but I feel like there's so many locations you can find moose that you're probably best spending time on Layton. Just keep swimming. You like that, no you? How do you turn the night vision off on those binos? You don't. Those are two separate pairs of binoculars. So the ones I'm using right now, I have them both actually on me at the moment. Ones I'm using right now are the Apex View 7x42, the Gen 0 8x50 night vision rangefinder binoculars are, I assume, the ones that you want to turn off the night vision. There are two different ones, you gotta carry them both if you want to have, you know, the night vision capability at any given time. It's a little, like, I kind of wish you could turn the night vision off, but I don't think that's realistic. Maybe it is. Whoa, don't know what happened there. How do you feel about Rancho? Is that the question? I like it a lot. I like the small game aspect. I like the species selection generally. I wish they would have done coos deer instead of white-tailed deer. I think the issue I have with Rancho is some of those lakes. Like, you've got a couple of spots where, you know, it's seemingly 100 whitetail will drink at one lake, and a ton of bighorn, and a ton of bobcat. Like, it just makes it to where spending time at other spots on the map feels like a waste of time. And I think that's really unfortunate. It's a very well-designed map in terms of, like, the terrain and the scenery and all that. And unfortunately, in terms of efficient hunting, there's not a lot of point in seeing most of it. Spooked Buck, thank you for the super chat. Got any tips for a better whitetail great one grind? I've got a bunch of videos from my original grind over on Layton Lakes. Some of that information will be useful. The fact that Rancho is just simply a better map to grind whitetail on means that, you know, some of that info is not as useful. I have not done enough grinding on Rancho to really feel like I can make a proper guide. But I mean, generally, and it's the same for any grind, great one grind, diamond, rare, whatever you want to go for, find your zones, set up tripods, set up tents, try to be as efficient as possible in terms of, you know, getting from zone to zone, location to location, and try to just shoot all your males, don't delete zones, and, you know, move through it. That southern hotspot's a pretty great alternative, though. Oh, to get away from the lakes to hunt along the road? Yeah, I don't know, the reason that I like small game usually isn't because I can find, and I know there's mule deer and bighorn there too, but it's usually not so that I can hunt like 40 rabbits in one spot. I like the capability of, you know, I'm chasing whitetail and a rabbit runs out of the brush and I can shoot it. Like, I really enjoy those hunts. Hello, what are you? What? Oh, mythical. Nice. Would you like to give me a broadside trotting shot, sir? I'd really appreciate it. Oh god, we're gonna get run over by a bear, it sounds like. I really messed that up. Might have got it. I had my headset half off. I don't know where that bear was. It sounded close. Can you still tell basically what a whitetail is going to score? I mean, you can roughly tell looking at the rack, but that's only based off looking at other whitetail racks and knowing what they score. Small thank you for the super chat tips for spurring buck. They drink 15 to 1900 on Brahanda. Most lakes are quite good, and yeah, I would hunt them in their drink time during that time frame. Troy, thank you so much for the super chat. That is far too generous, man, but I appreciate it so much. Get after him, funny boy. I will do my best. Thank you for the motivational speech. We'll try. Last man standing, thank you for the super chat as well. Appreciate the support. Why do you make videos on multiplayer instead of doing them alone on a map? Okay, couple of reasons. When it comes to hunting, and I mean hunting in real life, I mean hunting in games, I mean because I started out in Classic. One of the most important aspects is the element of surprise, and I don't mean your element of surprise in surprising the target species. I mean, you never know what's going to be out there, and I never will I ever have a better example of that than this year. The buck that I shot, I learned about him on trail camera 3 hours before I shot him. I do like the population files in Call of the Wild. I like that you can see the same animals that you saw on your last hunt. But in single player, especially when you're targeting one particular species, like right now we're chasing mountain goat and black bear. Every, minus the occasional gray mountain lion that we shoot, every not black bear or mountain goat that we see today, we're not going to shoot. And we're going to see them the next time we come out. Like, that's what's kind of monotonous, I guess. Whereas in multiplayer, maybe the host has seen all those animals multiple times, but you haven't. Like, it's just, it's something new, it's something different. It's just, you literally never know what's going to be around the next corner. That's my favorite phrase when it comes to multiplayer hunting, and the reason that I'll do that often. And, I mean, yeah, it pretty much comes down to, I want to not know what's out there. Because you just simply, you could run into something, you'd run into a super rare like we did on Mississippi. You just never know. We had Wesley with a couple of super chats. Thank you so much. And Eagle Gamer, long time no see, man. 21 months. That is a lot of months. Thank you so much for renewing your membership. What did that say there? Been here a while? You have indeed, and I'm doing good, man. Hope you are too. What's your biggest red deer so far? 267 something. 0.5, 0.3, somewhere in that area. Are you going to play Red Dead anymore? I'll go into playing. We will stream Red Dead on Sunday around 10:30 a.m. Eastern. That was supposed to happen yesterday, but we had like a family gathering at my parents. Like, finally, Kyle and I, my brother and his girlfriend, and my sister and her boyfriend were all able to actually get there at the same time. So we ended up doing that. But yeah, hopefully Red Dead on Sunday we can stream and continue with that. Did they change the grays? They look a lot nicer. Maybe I haven't seen one in a while. Okay, good black bear spots. Where do we need to go still? Clear pressure up there. Let's go to this lake. Wesley, thank you for the super chat once again. Hi, you are the best. You're the best. Thank you so much for the support. That's weird. Why does it say hi, you are the best in my alerts, but it only says you are the best there? Did you do too? Maybe. Confusing me. Anyway, last man standing, thank you for the super chat once again. There are two? Oh, now I see. Wow. They're literally back to back. I'm just blind. Your good luck. Second diamond in 3 years. 39.4 wolf. Very nice. Congrats, man. Wesley, thank you for the other super chat there. Don't mind my literal blindness. Is it me or is the mic off? Definitely you.
There's two lives technically. There's one that says that they're still waiting for you, and then there's this one.
Oh, that could be. Why is your mic quality bad? I know you for your great mic quality. I wonder if it's something with... See, the weird thing is, like, I'm using OBS Studio. There is a chance that the settings for streaming are different than the settings for recording. Maybe I can see that. Let me see. Output. Streaming. Oh, audio. What track is my mic on? Oh, that might be it. I don't know what track my mic's on. It shouldn't matter. Shouldn't matter. I've missed you, Flintlock. Glad I caught you. Thank you for the super chat. It's good to see you, man. And Hunter Graves, thank you for the super chat as well. What's your favorite species of deer to hunt? I do enjoy hunting whitetail. I hunt them in real life, so getting to hunt them in the game as well is probably, as much as... Ooh, that's a thick black bear. Where was that guy at? Dark as well, so not going to be the one we want regardless. But anyway, yeah, it might be a little bit of bias since I hunt them in real life, but that is my my favorite in-game. Are we within 200 meters of that tent? Was this one never rendered in? Ooh, we're so close. It may not have been. Alright, I guess we'll just run down here and fast travel back, because I don't see any other tracks. Glad I'm not the only one who noticed the mic thing. Scarecrow said so as well. Mic isn't as crisp. So I think it's the bitrate, but I don't know how to change it while live. Output.
That's fine.
I know, but it bothers me.
I'm paranoid.
You sure did. I think if I change track 3, because there's for some reason really low bitrate, that's the music though. I'll look at what I used to stream at and see if that's the difference. If I don't get a flintlock deer, I lose the flint in my name. I've never shot a flintlock deer in my life. Alright, Mr. Bear. Where are you at? I know you're not the fur type I want. Give me a 9 anyway. We haven't had a 9 on this grind. Maybe he's not actually there. He should be. You just get good. Oh, it's a mythical. Alright. That might have been a little low. Nope, never mind. We're good. That's the best part, though, because I love hunting pheasants both in-game and in person. See, it's cool that that's a thing. I've been talking a lot about, you know, hoping to see another Africa map. And every time I say that, basically, the idea of, you know, elephants or rhinos or something gets brought up. And, like, I always say, you know, I think there's a lot of potential for some negative attention if they were to do that. But, I mean, a lot of the reasons for playing these hunting games isn't just because, you know, I want to play a hunting game. Part of it's like, I want to do stuff that I can't do in real life. I want to get to hunt things that I can't hunt in real life. The other part of it is, like, it's a little bit of wishing you could. And, you know, it's hunting the whitetail on here when I can't hunt them in real life. It's hunting pheasants when you can't go after them in real life. I don't know. I think it's a good argument for both. Kenny, thank you for the super chat as well, by the way, there. Love the stream, really helped this 12-hour drive to Texas. Well, I'm glad it helped. That's a long drive. That drive to Texas, I don't know where you're starting from. It was about 25 hours from us from PA to Texas, and I know some of that can be quite boring. How do you feel about the 338? It's a good gun. I like it a lot. I wish it was, you know, I wish it had a you know, bolt action or something. That's why I use the 300 over the 338. But it is a good gun. Been playing for a while and still haven't got my first diamond. Any tips? Yeah, again, I would just generally say, like, hunt near water and basically shoot every male animal that you can. Try to get your respawns. It's bound to happen eventually. You just gotta stay persistent, I would say. You're the best Call of the Wild YouTuber out there? Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Ever thought about playing Big Game Hunter Pro Hunts? It's an awesome game from Cabela's. Even includes some real hunting legends, too. So, I've got the game. And I will say, I think that... Are those both males? I think that came from when DD33 played it on his channel. Some people asked me to play it as well. So, I got the game. I think what that came down to was Steam was about to remove the Cabela's games from their store, so I got it just in case. I don't know. I don't think it's my kind of game. Maybe I'll try it one day, maybe it'll be a Throwback Thursday type of thing. I just never could really get into it. Like, I really tried. I tried to record a video on it. I didn't like it. Pro Hunts won't launch for me, go figure. Can female animals make diamond if they aren't a horn-reliant trophy rating? Yes. Female Eastern Cottontail rabbits, scrub hare, and European hare all make diamond. Those are obviously weight-related. They're the only other ones that aren't, you know, horns. I think Gensbuck are the only ones with horns that do. Do you have a girlfriend? I do. Kyler there in the chat.
Hi.
Hi. From across the room. RedneckJay, thanks for the 34-month channel membership renewal. Appreciate that, man. Did I miss anything? Nothing crazy. We had a mythical gray mountain lion, mythical black bear. Been about it in terms of, you know, noteworthy animals. Noteworthy. Whatever it's called. Kylo who? Kill a kale. Well. Oh yeah, Gray Fox females can make diamond as well. I knew there was a new one. I couldn't think of what it was. I was sitting there thinking, like, I know I missed one. Just saw your trophy room. Any tips for tips for trophies? Trophy animals? Yeah, I mean, multiplayer can be quite good. I've had a lot of my trophy animals in multiplayer. I've had a lot of them from single player grinds. Depending on what your preferred method of hunting is, you know, if you don't want to have to shoot like a ton of stuff to get a result, then I would go to multiplayer and hunt around that way. If you're kind of like, I'm not sure how to describe it. If you're progress driven in a game, then I think single player and like shooting, you know, a bunch of males at your lakes during their drink time is going to be the way. That's what we're doing right now for Black Bear. I tend to be rather progress driven in games. Like the reason that I'll spend as much time playing a particular game as I do tends to be because of the fact that, you know, I can do something with a goal in mind and eventually achieve that goal. But if that's not your playstyle, then yeah, I would do multiplayer. Kyla gets to shoot the next spooner you find behind your house? Yeah, of course. Just, okay. Some of you guys might think I'm kidding, but just to, we're not kidding necessarily, but just to clarify the fact that I am serious about saying Kyla can shoot the next one. The buck that walked underneath my tree stand last year, right when I was getting my bow pulled up off the ground, that buck presented like a, well, it didn't really present a shot, but it came out, and the intention was for Kyla to shoot it on the first day. And she wasn't with me when I shot the one that I did, so it wasn't like I was like, no, mine. But yeah, absolutely. There's a hope still this year. There's a couple of rubs that started showing up around the property that I think are not only too fresh to have been from the buck that I shot, but also they, I don't know, I think they're in areas that maybe weren't from him. I never noticed them before, and they look like decent, potentially decent deer. I call dibs on the third one. Dude, I'm telling you, I was just thinking, I was like, man, I'd love to have Will out here to hunt. There's only room for like one person hunt at a time, but we'll do it anyway. I hate when the turkeys don't shut up. They can be a little annoying, I'll give you that. You know, everybody wanted turkeys, and then EW was like, yeah, you want turkeys? Alright, how about 12 maps in a row? You get turkeys on every map. They're on Silver Ridge Peaks, they're on Aurora, they're on Rancho, they're on Mississippi. Who knows when this onslaught of thunder chickens will end. A mythical. Too bad it's not a black bear. Do you think the dog is a good thing to buy for Call of the Wild? Again, it kind of depends on your playstyle. I like having the dog with me. I can't think of any like diamonds or special animals that he's saved me on yet, but I've definitely shot things. There was an area in Sheila on Lake Lakes for a long time that it just didn't, tracks wouldn't show up. So if you shot an animal and it didn't drop, it could be really, really difficult to recover, if not impossible to recover. The dog could help you, you know, find those types of animals, and that's why I bring the dog along. I would say generally, if you're any good at tracking, normally the dog's not going to help you that much, though. I'm so sorry, I'm 1.2 miles away from the property line. It's my buddy's place. I'm so sorry, I got turned around. Can I continue dragging this deer through your yard, please? I think the dog is very useful for animals that are in big herds like Gensbuck. Yeah, those two. It's the same kind of premise, like where the tracks can't, well, don't show up because they can't, because there's too many in one spot. There's definitely places where the dog has really saved time in helping you track. Did I miss that super chat? I think I did. Derrick, thank you for the super chat, man. Have you ever wanted to hunt the West, like Montana, Utah, Wyoming, Nevada, etc.? And if so, what would you like to hunt for? I mean, I've got preference points right now in Wyoming. There's a couple of species I've been building points for. Elk, pronghorn, mule deer. Any of those I'd like to hunt. I definitely intend to basically the plan that I have right now is to hopefully get a pronghorn hunt next year. Go and kind of learn, you know, the lay of the land and understand a little more about hunting out there. And then hopefully in the year or two after that, go after deer and elk and stuff, and hopefully start putting in for, you know, other states and stuff like that too. What's Kyla letting walk?
180.
Yeah? 200s only? I don't condone trespassing, but I've used a line very similar to that once or twice in my life. I mean, okay. I don't... Like, okay, I'll give you a concrete example. The area that I hunt in my dad's, where the buck walked under my stand that I referenced earlier, there's a milk crate sitting against a tree where, like, I can see that milk crate, which means his back is to the tree. He's not hunting behind him. He's facing onto my dad's property. Like, that stuff I'm wholeheartedly against. Now, like, in my situation here, I've got 14 acres. Depending on the direction the deer run, yeah, if I shoot them with a bow, there's a pretty good chance they're going off the property. I hope by next fall to, you know, have some level of, like, friendship with the neighbors and stuff, to be like, yo, I'm not gonna hunt your land. Like, I have no desire to do that, obviously. But if I shoot one and it runs over here, can I, like, come get it? Do you need me to ask permission? Like, whatever's gotta happen. That stuff I think is more than fine. But if you're just, you know, if you're technically hunting, if your butt is on the land that you're allowed to hunt, but you're hunting, if you're overlooking land that you're not, like, that's just trash in my mind. I know that you're not doing that, by the way. I'm just trying to explain my perspective on it. I've always used a milk crate for a seat in the woods. They're more comfortable than they look, actually. They're not bad. Need to get a thick white tail we talking about in real life or in game? Well, I believe we have the genetic makeup in this area for you to have potential to do that. We need to get some cameras out. I need to figure out better stand locations. Because, by the way, and this is, I think, a cool aspect, I shot that buck off, like, I was off the ground. I was going to say off the ground, and somebody's going to be like, oh yeah, the buck was on the ground. I didn't use a stand for that one. I think we need to come up with better stand locations, because the stand we had, maybe 2, like, does were ever in bow range. We'll learn that stuff. I thought that was a cinnamon for a second. It's a dusky. It looks very much like a cinnamon. So dusky must kind of be like the old brown fur type then. It's the only thing I can figure. Where do we still need to go? I feel like I missed... Oh, yeah. The main spot with a million bears, or, yeah, there were bears. Or the honey crusher. Who knows what's here then? I ran off 2 people's second morning a rifle for doing just that. Property line had been marked since they logged it last year. They set up on a corner stump looking over the hill to our place. Yeah, that's just not... I have no patience for that kind of stuff. Like, you could at least make it look like you're hunting the other way. You know, peek over your shoulder if you're going to do stuff like that. Don't make it so obvious. I hunt along a creek and across is not our land. Hey, that's kind of like the situation here. This year I caught a little forky. Oh, come back here. From about 150 yards out across the creek and walk right under my stand. Passed on him, but still. Holy smoke. Oh, there's a mythical. I haven't seen them over like this. So a mountain lion's going to spook them. Before I say what I'm going to say, get that shot off so we can actually get that bear down. Okay, so this may start a conversation, it may not. My only bow buck to this point was one that I called across an open field. Called him in, got him to cover about 100 and probably 50 yards in a matter of like 2 minutes, right at last light. That kind of, I think, shaped my perspective on calling and since then I've done quite a lot of calling, you know, whether it's rattling or grunting. I grunted that one into, I guess, ooh, I guess it's a dead mountain goat over there. But yeah, just to clarify, that was a grunt call situation. The more that I've hunted and the more that I've kind of researched and stuff, the less I think the calling can be effective. And I'm just kind of like, I'm not even sure what my like future approach is going to be like. Do I continue kind of trying to call often? Do I just, you know, my dad's always basically sat in a stand, not make any noise, wait for the deer to come in, and that's mostly what I do until the rut. Then I'll start making some noise, you know, rattling antlers, grunts and stuff. That's useful, JW. I think our neighbors hunt. Oddly enough, it's the same. Like, it's a different spelling, but it's the same last name as the neighbors that do the thing with the milk crate that I referenced at my dad's. So I can't get away from hunting on bordering lands to those, you know, that family or whatever. But yeah, like the one day Kyle and I were hunting towards the end of rifle season, or the end of archery season, right when bear rifle was about to come in, and there were some gunshots like right at the back of the property, and we're hunting closer to the back of the property than the front. They were so loud, like Kyle about dropped the camera onto the ground. I almost dropped my phone. It was a disaster. I'll call a bunch and see two spiked. My dad will rip cigs and piss out of the stand and shoot a 135-inch deer. Gotta listen to your dad if he has the pointers. What is the name of the song you always use in your videos? I use a bunch of different songs that like I reuse. Now, I think the difficulty is like they changed a bunch of the names of the songs on Epidemic Sound. That's what I use. Epidemic Sound is where I get all my music. A bunch of the names of them are different now than when I downloaded them, and I don't know what they are. So like for me, they're just, you know, it's like Happy Folk Guitar 1 through 18 or something is like what I use in the videos. But now they have actual titles, and I don't know, because, you know, they changed them. I don't know what to even look up. The only deer I've called in have been little spikes or forks. I think the big boys are too smart. You know, generally speaking, I'd say that's accurate. But if you catch the right buck on the right day, like the one that I shot was a pretty nice 9-point. You know, for PA, it's a 110-inch gross 9-point. Nothing huge. And I guess it depends on what state you're in and stuff like that. But I called him the Bladed 9 last year. I kind of changed his name because he's no longer a 9-point. Last time I started naming deer off the amount of points they have. But that buck, I'm almost sure he came in because I was walking. Like, he heard footsteps. He's like, that's another deer. I'm going to go, you know, beat him up. I think that somewhat... That's not what I wanted to do. I think that somewhat demonstrates the point that, you know, if you catch him in the I'm going to fight mood, you could probably, you know, burp, and it would be like, oh, that was a deer gun. Whereas a more cautious one, you could probably have a you know, 2 bucks sparring underneath you and they're not going to come touch it. It just depends on the deer and stuff, but I don't know, I think calling is overhyped as being effective because when it works, it looks incredible. It's like, well, you know, if I just go out and do that, I can call in a huge deer too, but most of the time it doesn't work, I think is what it comes down to. By the way, if anybody's curious what on earth I'm doing, switching maps seems to make your respawns happen, like, I think the respawns happen right away, but it gets the animals into their zones. So I wanted the mountain goats to be in their zones. We only have 15 minutes left to stream. Yeah, that's why we're on Hirsch. I'm just switching real quick, Danny. OBS strugs indeed. No thumbnail because OBS. I'm switching the application I use to stream, and basically YouTube requires you to like create an event in order to live stream, and I hadn't even thought of it. I don't think you can select that event through the normal OBS streaming thing, so I basically wasted my time making a thumbnail stuff today. It was a good time. It was a great thumbnail. It really wasn't that good. Got a 413.5 diamond Roosevelt elk. Very nice. calling deer is rare in Wisconsin, but I have lots of big bucks. I don't know if deer like state to state, or yeah, definitely they would be, are any more or less cautious. I would actually hazard to guess that PA deer are probably more cautious than more Midwestern states deer. Because what it comes down to is hunter population. PA has a stupid high hunter population, and as much as there's a lot of, I'll call it negative thoughts on the fact that PA implemented antler restrictions about 20 years ago, I think that's the only reason that there's more and more quality bucks being taken out of the state than ever before. Because if you look at some of the neighboring states, the states that don't have antler restrictions, like, you know, people shoot little forkies and stuff every year, and if you're looking for meat, that's absolutely fine. Like, I'm not judging that. But you don't see nearly as many bigger bucks coming out of states like that. And I think, you know, PA's got the agriculture, the hunter population does make it less likely that more deer get to that age class, but especially on properties where, you know, you can manage the deer herd a little bit, you can get some really nice deer out of the state, and it's nice that it's more possible to do now. Hi, what's up, Lucky? What? I don't even know what's happening. Cool to see you live. Just started with the Hunter and I really like it. That's awesome to hear. I'm glad you can make it into the stream as well. We are unfortunately getting close to wrapping up. Still got about 15 minutes to run around here and check our mountain goat respawns, which, as of now, are not exactly looking promising. I don't even see a male or a billy. Are male mountain goats called billies? They should be, right? Yes. Or is it? Billy and Nanny, I think? Pretty sure that's the correct terminology anyway. Just joined. What are you targeting? We are after mountain goats at the moment. I was hoping to maybe see some more come running down out of the mountains. Males, that would be. No such luck. Alright, we don't really have time to hang around. If they're not there, we'll get to the next spot. Yeah, Lucky, they're still broken. Why are we talking about Billy's nanny? Because he hasn't hunted on Pickabeen Bay enough to kill a #1 leaderboard Bantang yet. So I'm assuming that she's limiting his screen time, and that cannot be tolerated. Have a 187-inch buck on camera, seen him one time this year. How have you determined that he's 187 from camera? I'm really intrigued as to, like, where you arrived on that particular number from. Hunting anything specific right now? Yeah, we're after mountain goats. I don't know where they all are. It's well into their drink time, 9:46. They should be here. Change maps and everything to get them to, like, respawn. Maybe I should have closed the game entirely. There's a male. I was getting a little worried there. Small, but at least it's something. I hate whitetail. What do I got to do for a 200? At least 10 years and 4,500 kills. I think that's where you're gonna find it. Probably from previous sheds and estimating. That could be. I didn't think of the sheds. I just found it interesting, like, you know, between calling it like a 180 or a 190, I just thought it was interesting that they arrived specifically on 187, because I'd just call it a 190. Just subscribe, or I subscribe. You're the best Call the Wild hunter I've ever seen. Why, thank you. I appreciate that. Mountain goat grinding super easy, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, I'm after monistic gold, which is a unlikely spawn, but it mostly is just a matter of, you know, putting in the time until you get the result that you're after. But that's most grinds. You know, just down to, that's not the right gun. Just down to I guess down to luck ultimately. How did that not hit? Oh, because I'm 0 for 75. It's like, how's that happening? That worked better. Turns out if you zero for the range that you're trying to hit at, you actually hit your shots. Listen, acid. I'm gonna ban you from killing a 200. Look at those little mountain goat horns. Still visible over there. I've lost so many big deer at Chile. I missed that super chat coast. I just was looking over at my alerts. That tends to happen, unfortunately. Did you get a new mic? No, I think it's the bitrate or something on OBS Studio. I'll look into it, hopefully before the next stream. We shall see. Will, thank you so much for the super chat. In honor of you winning the Big Male Fantasy League, you're winning, sir. Hey, hold on a minute. I was gonna... So, maybe I should explain this. I'll explain it for even you, but then I can explain it for everybody else too, so we can understand what the heck's going on here. I was actually going to... Because I think it's against Discord terms of service to, like, have gambling or whatever, and I believe having an entry fee to the Fantasy League would qualify as gambling. So I was just gonna put up, like, you know, $50 to whoever would win. I was gonna send you, like, second place, because I was like, well, this is weird. I feel like I wasn't allowed to just win and then not have to put up the money, so now I don't know what to do, but... I mean, there's a chance that the Steelers get shut out and you still win it. What is it, like 10 points? 9 points? Let me see. Why is my phone screen so dim? I'll never know at this rate. Oh, it's 7 points. Okay, that's pretty rough. Did I just see the Steelers are favored to win? They might be. It'd be weird, I think. Anyway. No 200 lucky? I mean, you have a super rare. I think you're good. Classic says this is all you deserve. Got a Diamond Water Buffalo at 10 p.m. Nice. Luke, thank you for the super chats. How many diamonds do you have? I don't know the current count. 846 would be the current number. By the way, I know that said 1146. Somebody was asking about that in a recent video, and I didn't even address it, which I should have in that video, but basically, the reason that the number looks incorrect is because there was a period of time of about a month after Bloodhounds came out where the game was incorrectly counting golds as diamonds. Fortunately, they told us like the weekend before or the day before or something when the fix was coming, and I was able to be like, alright, I know what my old diamond count was. I'm going to make my gold count exactly 300 above what the diamond count should be, and that's going to at least allow me to remember, you know, where I'm supposed to be at. If I can clutch out a win, you can send it back. Alright, bet. Watch. Najee will, you know, come down with COVID in the next 12 minutes, and he'll be out. That's a nice one. Anyway, he'll be out, and then Boz will kick 2 field goals, and I'll get 6 points and lose. How does a 4-point field goal work? Do you know? Because I know some kickers get it, and I never understand. Is it like 50 plus? Okay, wrong zero range. What has happened to my ability to zero for the correct number? We're lucky that was long. I would really like the Browns to win, but if they lose, they'd get a better draft pick. Yeah, I get at this point in the season, half of the, you know, anybody that's eliminated, I know the Browns have been officially eliminated, half of the thought process is like, you know, what place in the draft will we be? I don't know what to think about the Steelers. They require the Colts to lose to the 2-14 Jags to get in. That also requires them to beat both the Browns and the Ravens, which they have done, and the Colts haven't won in Jacksonville in like 6 years. So it could happen. I don't know, the Colts are going to be more fun to watch in the playoffs. As much as I root for the Steelers, I'd rather see the Colts get in. Steelers fan, indeed. I've always assumed it was 50 plus. I'll have to look into the scoring. It might be fun next year to, you know, play around with the score. When I first got into fantasy, catches didn't count as a point, so it was only reception, or it was only yards and touchdowns. There's a cat under my truck. I hope that's a cat. Is that a cat? I don't know, it looks a little... It's It's moving a little bit weird. I think it's a cat, but it looks big.
That's
A fat cat?
no, it's small.
Okay.
Look at it. Yeet. Oh, it's gonna
Oh,
come
yep.
up the bridge.
It's coming in. Oh dear Lord, D-Fish. Thank you for the super chat. Let's get Antonio Brown signed for Big Ben's last home for a all game and relive the past. Not after that. Good Lord. I thought about that. Like, some team's gonna sign him that's desperate for a receiver. What's up?
Tuck said, now you guys have a new pet.
No cats for Kyla. I'm pretty sure they're the neighbor lady, so I don't think she'd appreciate it if we just stole one of her cats. There you go. Have you heard of Trevor Lawrence? I have, and I also heard that he got put into a really unfortunate situation with Urban Meyer, so I want to see what he can do next year. Go get it and bring it in the house. It's a little bit cold out, but he's fine. Small cat. Should do a streaming setup vid. Tell you what, the intention is hopefully very soon to get Kyla set up here as well. Right now, you should see your setup. It's like literally a nightstand that has the keyboard and mouse on it, and then her monitor is on like the back of my desk. Really, like, that came from when I was prepping videos to go to West Virginia to hunt with Will in October, so it's been that way for a while. Basically, like, I had to do all these videos, and I felt bad that Kyla was just going to, like, sit there. So I got out the old PC, got it running, got her set up so she could at least play Classic and Call of the Wild and stuff. And then it's kind of just stayed like that through hunting season and all that, so get it fixed, and maybe we can do a tour of both. I don't even like the way mine's set up right now. It's still kind of temporary. Danny, thank you for the super chat. Explain the Antonio Brown situation. What a way to wrap up the stream is explaining what went down with Antonio Brown yesterday. I assume you only want me to explain what happened yesterday. You could go all the way back to him forcing his way out of the Steelers, being a crazy person, and then doing it with the Raiders. And then also the Pat stuff. But yeah, we'll just talk about yesterday. And I should also preface this by saying there's a lot of talk about, like, you shouldn't be too harsh on him or whatever because mental health and stuff. And, like, I 100% get that. Everybody's situation is different. But to some degree, like, if you're put in that position, you're expected to act like an adult when you're at work. I guess that's my perspective on that whole thing. But yeah, basically yesterday, the way that I understand it, and I guess maybe you don't know what happened, Danny, so you're wanting me to explain what has been reported and stuff. His side of the story is that he's had an ankle injury for a couple of weeks. Arians and the Buccaneers coaching staff wanted him to go into the game, and he was saying, like, no, I'm not healthy enough for whatever to. So basically, he said, go in the game or get out, and yeah, he basically took off his jersey, took off his undershirt, his gloves, and just walked out of the stadium. Really did jumping jacks and stuff out of the stadium, giving a peace sign to the Jets fans and stuff as he left. I think that does a lot to hurt the credibility of his claim that his ankle was injured, considering he's doing jumping jacks and, like, running out of the stadium. The other... So, like, his side of it is, like, he's saying he's too hurt to go in. I think Arian's side was that he just, like, he was, I think, 5 catches, 88 yards, and 1 touchdown away from 3 separate $350,000 incentives. So they were going to put him in to make $1 million, basically. And he just, wasn't having it. Now, the other thing that was reported was that Brown was upset with Brady for targeting Gronk as much as he did. I guess Gronkowski had like 10 targets and Brown had 5, I think, to that point. And that's what set it all off. So who knows, but it was just an absolute mess, and as I saw in a bunch of places, kind of the way a lot of people expected that to go, because that's the way it's gone with his last 4 teams. Forgot about the time he was a no-show for Week 17 with the Steelers. They were in playoff content. I think they made the playoffs, I think, despite him not being there. Somebody said perfect scramble to his brain or whatever. Like, people say it all started right there. I doubt it. I'm more of the opinion that it started when he got his big contract with the Steelers. Like, I used to not quite idolize him, but, like, he was my favorite player. Like, he was the guy that just, you know, would not be outworked. Everybody said he's the hardest worker, all that, and I believe that he was. And then he got paid, and then, you know, that inflated his ego. That's more along the lines of what seemed to happen. And who knows, like, clearly there's some mental health stuff there, too, because that's just not normal behavior. But I don't think it was necessarily due to that hit. A+ stream title and thumbnail, yeah, I made one. I made the event and stuff, it just didn't. OBS was like, nah, we're not doing that. I am from PA, indeed. AB isn't even the best receiver on that team. He might be with Godwin out. What are you barking at, rascal? I can't even figure out where this mountain goat went. Is it really that important? No. But I want to find it. If I can get a gold melon mountain goat, I guarantee that you can too. We'll get it. It'll just take a little time to, you know, get those kills in. And of course, we're doing other grinds and stuff as well, but I believe it'll happen. Of course, we'll be right there. AB shouldn't be allowed to play. I wouldn't be shocked if some team gives him a chance because he's just stupid talented. But a lot of people say, like, that's probably the end of his NFL career. I'm of the opinion that he probably could have been second only to Jerry Rice had he just, you know, stayed on a good path. But obviously he did not, and all that went south. But anyway, that actually is going to do it for the stream. Like I said, interesting way to wrap up that one. But we got a ton of harvests. We didn't kill any diamonds or rares today. I have to think upwards of like 40 mountain goat and 20 black bear. So hopefully good progress. I think we're probably getting to the point with both of these grinds that I'm not going to do a ton more content on it. A lot of times, like, you know, if I find a diamond black bear or a diamond mountain goat on these grinds, I'll make a video using that and then do a whole run. But hopefully until they're complete, you know, I'm not going to spend too much time doing a bunch of black bear videos where we shoot 20 black bears and don't kill any diamonds or whatever. But we shall see where that leads. But yeah, that is officially going to do it for the stream. So as always, thank you guys so much for hanging out. Thanks for putting up with the lack of stream title and thumbnail and apparently mic quality. Hopefully I'll have that fixed by next week. Hopefully I'm even using a different software by next week. But thank you again. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for all the support. And I will see you in tomorrow's video. Bye!